What's up YouTube, this is the Federation here, and I'm back with another Rome 2 battle. This is actually going to be my 6th attempt at recording a video for today. I had 3 battles that weren't really worth recording, 2 spam builds, and 1 where the guy disconnected pretty early on after I took out his cavalry. Then I had this battle, which lagged too much to record live, and then during a recording I was interrupted in the middle. So here we go again. Let's hope this one works. But anyways, I've gone with the Arevaci. I've got 7 Scutarii, 3 Balearic Slingers, an Iberian Skirmisher, 4 Iberian Swordsmen, and 4 Celt-Iberian Cav, along with a Noble Fighter General. My opponent's gone with Massilia. He's got 3 Gallic Hunters, 2 Peltasts, a couple of these Celtic Warriors, I think 2 or 3. I want to say 4 Massilian hoplites, 2 Thorax Swords, a Levy Freeman, a Hippeus Lancer, and 4 Massilian Cav. And so my thought going into this is I have the advantage in the faction matchup. Certainly Arevaci swords are some of the more powerful ones in the game. I wouldn't say most powerful, but these Scutarii are pretty cost effective. These Iberian swordsmen are some of my favorite units. As well as these Iberian skirmishers, some of the cheapest skirmishers with that 32 missile damage. So those are pretty useful. These Balearic slingers are pretty deadly. And so I'm going to, right off the bat, start getting some volleys in with these guys. I'm going to work these cavalry around the flank, see that his main cav threat is going to be over here, so I'm actually going to try to wrap all the way around and come in their back while these guys just hold. Over here, I've decided to throw a charge into these Massilian cav. They're great units, but they're very low armor, so these javelins are just going to wreck them. He also doesn't get the charge off. Even if he did, I think I would have been best suited by charging into them instead of just bracing. And that's because of the low armor. Actually, the Scutarii are fairly well armored, so never mind. But anyways, getting the javelin throws in is going to be excellent against Massilian Cav. They're going to go down pretty quickly. Here I also get 2 Scutarii into a Massilian Cav, but I didn't get a javelin throw for whatever reason. They'll still go down pretty quickly. Their low armor is not really suited to prolonged melee. So I'm going to take engagements all over the place. Knowing my Scutarii are going to at least do cost-effective damage, if not win all of these fights. The only ones I'm really scared of are these Thorax Swords, but he's keeping them in reserve for right now. His cavalry are continuing to walk, so I'm just going to assume he wasn't really microing them. I'm going to assume he's paying attention to this infantry blob, maybe his skirmishers. But now my Balearic Slingers are in a pretty solid position. They're already racking up a decent amount of kills, especially this one right here with 21. I'm going to continue to wrap around these Iberians. Actually, no, these are my Scutarii. Here are my Iberian swords, so I actually forgot about for a little bit. But now I've got his cavalry in the position I want. I can take a nice charge. He does charge back at me, but he forgets this Hippeus Lancer. So I'm going to get a back charge and then wrap around. While this is happening, my Iberian swordsmen are getting in position to throw their javelins, and that should be a swift end to this cav fight over here. These Balearic slingers have started to rack up a sickening number of kills, firing into the backs of units. I believe for right, yeah, they're firing into that Thorax Sword, which is the most scary unit to me that my opponent has. But while this is all happening, I've got my Noble Fighters engaged with his Celtic Warriors. I engaged Headhunt and Battle Rhythm because I knew that I had Second Wind, and so using Headhunt wasn't really going to cost me. So which is why I like this Strategist General. When your general unit is something that has either Trample or Headhunt or something like that, that's a great ability but tires them out. The Strategist General will allow you to use that ability without really fearing about the effects. So now these Massilian hoplites have their back turned to me, which is perfect. Balearic slingers are just going to tear through anything in that kind of situation. And my Scutarii are in the kind of fight they want to be in, just kind of free-flowing, grind it out. I'm going to stop firing here so that I don't rout my own Scutarii, and with that I'm able to get some back damage on these Celtic Warriors. Noble Fighters would have won anyway, but that'll just accelerate the process. And now these Balearic slingers can pick a new target. And while this is happening, I have these Iberian swordsmen, full ammo on javelins, and they're going to start unleashing hell on the Massilian units around here. And while this is happening, I've wrapped up this cav fight. Got these Celt-Iberian cav, not really microing too well, but it doesn't really matter. I've got these Iberian skirmishers that have got not too many kills as of right now, but then again, I didn't activate them until fairly late. So these Thorax Swords are going to get caught on my Iberian Swordsman. Looks like I was trying to throw javelins at something in here and didn't quite get it. Either way, these Thorax Swords are so low on men that it won't make a difference, and my Iberian Swords will soon be free and throwing their javelins. Balearic Slingers are continuing to pick up a large number of kills. He's going to rush in with Levy Freeman. Not really a fight that scares my Iberian Swords, although his volley of javelins does quite a bit of damage. And that's the downside to these Iberian Swordsmen, is that 15 armor leaves them pretty vulnerable. So I'm gonna rush in with these 3 Skutari. I kind of blobbed up a little bit, but oh well. They're gonna take on these Massilian hoplites, and that should be a fairly easy fight for them. These Celtiberian Cav are now free, and I'm paying attention to them, and so I can rush into these Peltas. Peltas are well armored, but after having taken this many army losses, the Massilian units are going to be pretty low on morale. And so even though I haven't killed that many of them, they're already going to start to waver. And my noble fighter over here has just continued to work his way through unit after unit, still only on 91 kills, but as I said, the Massilian units are routing pretty easily, so I think this is the 3rd unit he's engaged with. I could be wrong, maybe this is still the 2nd one. But either way, not really taking too many losses, kind of what you would expect. And yeah, winning these fights pretty easily. Slingers are continuing to fire away, and at this point I have the Massilian pretty well wrapped up. Just gonna pour a little bit more fire into the hoplites and keep moving around the infantry that has won its fight, and that should be the end. So anyways, it was a good game to my opponent. Was glad that I finally got a game I could record, and it looks like I finally made it through this recording without anything unfortunate happening. But anyways, as you can see, not too many kills for a lot of my units, just kind of high average across the board, low hundreds for a lot of units, and that's kind of the way I like. I know I've done well in a battle when I see this kind of thing, because it means that all my units were in the type of fight that they want to be in. When I'm ever in a fight where I get like 400 kills on one unit, that really means that one unit had to pick up the slack for my errors elsewhere, unless it's like I sacrificed Levy Freeman so that I could hold and let elephants charge through. But anyways, this is really the style I like to play, and I think it's overall the most rewarding. But anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed this battle, and I will see you all next time.